In some cases, you might want to turn an object into a string. And a use case that you will often need is if you want to send data via the internet, or if you want to save data inside of the local storage of a user, for example. And the reason is, for example, if the user, for example, accesses your website like this, then you have the option to, for example, save something inside of the local storage of the user. And the local storage is essentially a storage that sits on the website of the user. So essentially you save the data in the browser of the user. And this can be especially useful if you think about a shopping cart, for example. So imagine we save the amount of items that the user has inside of the shopping cart. Then you maybe want to add the amount of items that the user has added to his cart, for example, to the local storage. So once the user quits the website and revisits the website, he still sees all of the items that he has inside of the cart, because it's obviously not the best user experience if the user quits your page, for example, and everything is gone. And in order to do so, we need to save something inside of the local storage, for example. But we can not save an object like this in the local storage. And in order to save this one, we need to create a string. And we can create this user string, for example, by saying that we want to use JSON.stringify like this. And then we pass our object inside of those brackets. We're going to save this, and now we're going to console.log our user string to really see what's going on here. And this here should be a string right now that we can send to the local storage, for example. Now let's imagine we want to have the original form again. Then we can say user original, for example, is equal to JSON.parse, and let's enter the user string, for example. And now let's also console.log right here our user original, and we will just run this code again. And as you can see, this here is the original one. So we've parsed it and turned it into an object again. And this here is the stringified version. If you want to save the data to the local storage, for example, or send them by the internet, you can first use JSON.stringify. But if you know that you're going to receive one of those strings, you can use JSON.parse to turn them into the original form again. So if you say you want to receive this data and work with this data, then you turn this one into the original form again and can work with it. So you have the original object. And if you want to turn it or send it to the local storage, you can use JSON.stringify to stringify the object, for example.